music.
X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya.
Hello and welcome back! As you can see, I've made a few changes around here, including a new title and title sequence. So with that said, I'm Chris Wing and welcome to The Critique. And on this episode, I'll be reviewing the first of 2016's comic book movies, Deadpool. God's Perfect Idiot stars in the title role of this action comedy film directed by an overpaid tool, produced by asshats, and written by the real heroes. I kid you not, that is how they're all credited. I won't spoil any more for you, but the movie wastes absolutely no time in putting its personality into motion by brilliantly opening with a title sequence that mocks its cast and crew, over a freeze-frame action sequence set to the tune of Juice Newton's Angel of the Morning. But back to the synopsis. Ryan Reynolds stars as Wade Wilson, a mercenary who undergoes treatment at a secret underground facility to cure his terminal cancer. The experiment leaves him severely disfigured, and thus Wade turns himself into the masked vigilante Deadpool, as he pursues those who botched the procedure, seeking bloody revenge. Languishing in development hell for a decade, this Marvel Comics property had a decidedly hard time getting a film adaptation off the ground, primarily because 20th Century Fox were reluctant to make an R-rated superhero film. However, after his characterization in X-Men Origins Wolverine received an extremely negative response from critics, audiences, Marvel fans, and even Ryan Reynolds himself, the cast and crew fought to produce a movie that would do Deadpool justice. Eventually, Fox took the gamble, which has led us to this, and it certainly paid off with what is a very entertaining motion picture. Portraying him for the second time, Reynolds is fantastic as the Merc with a Mouth, a self-proclaimed anti-hero who frequently spews out bad language, lowbrow sexual innuendos, and wisecracking one-liners, mostly delivered through fourth wall breaks, and has no issues shooting down his enemies with confidence and precision. Indeed, this is an unapologetically crude and cynical protagonist, but that's exactly what makes him so memorable, and Reynolds brings so much passion and charisma to his performance that you can't help but love him. Marina Baccarin, Ed Skrein, TJ Miller, Gina Carano, Brianna Hildebrand, Stefan Kapicic, and Leslie Uggams make up the supporting cast. They all contribute to the film with strong performances, but Miller is particularly outstanding as its representation of the stereotypical comic relief. Although intended to be the 8th installment in the X-Men series, it's difficult to imagine how or even if this film will fit in with future installments. Compared to the generally family-friendly tone set by its predecessors and the vast majority of comic book movies of the past decade, Deadpool wears its well-earned R or 15 rating proudly with its numerous obscenities and bloody fatalities. But it's this edge that allows the film to stand out and prove itself as a refreshing deviation from its counterparts. Not every joke hits bullseye, and at times the mature content doesn't quite push the boundaries as far as it thinks it does, but for every gag that falls flat, there's usually another just around the corner that lands with hilarious results. But amidst the gratuitous violence and vulgarities, there is a surprisingly emotional core to the narrative as well. The relationship between Wade and girlfriend Vanessa may be an extremely sexual one, with the couple having a differently themed form of intercourse for every holiday of the year. But there is legitimate chemistry between them, which makes them that much easier to root for, and the stakes in the third act that much higher as a result. The obligatory origin story is also executed rather well, and is smartly told in flashbacks intercut between the current events. The way the film shifts between these alternating tones can be a bit jarring at times though. While it never makes it feel inconsistent, it just doesn't always flow that smoothly either. Meanwhile, the action sequences are endlessly fun, thrilling, and expertly choreographed, the pacing and direction remain comfortably swift throughout, and the film's soundtrack is an excellent mix of an energetic score from composer Junkie XL, and an eclectic compilation that includes hits from Salt and Pepper, Neil Sedaka, DMX, and a great use of Wham's Careless Whisper over the colourful end credits. Deadpool may not be an incredible film, but it is a hugely enjoyable one that is a breath of fresh air in a heavily saturated genre, providing it with a self-aware slice of irreverence that it may not have realised it needed. It also gives both the title character and the fans exactly the film they deserved, and with enthusiastic word of mouth and a $135 million opening weekend take at the North American box office, it's no surprise that a sequel was immediately announced after its release. I for one look forward to seeing where they go with the follow-up.
Yeah, you're way too much dude for me. That's why I brought him. I mean, that's why I brought her? Oh no, finish your tweet. That's fine. Just give us a second.
X gon' give it to ya.